Sometimes I say the journey is full of rocks, sticks and stones. We call it what? Life. So I want to share a story with you. I don't know if I can do this. See, the sun is heating me. Well, I keep the glasses on so I don't look like squinty. Lyme. The story about Lyme. Where do I begin? As Jar Jar Binks would say, that's a long Othello. A long story. We can go to karma, we can go to past lives. Usually I teach metaphysics. Now let's make this more physical. And please be patient. This is important for you. I share my story and I will share solutions that most definitely will change your life. So, I give you like mysteries I've unsolved, I wasn't sure that I had to solve. So first of all, I was told that I got it from a tick bite. Later on in life, I found out that was wrong. I watched a movie called Vaxxed, and I saw that there was a group of people in the early 70s were giving an MMR shot, including me. Well, that shot had a registry number. So I dug out my English vaccination pass from way back then. And the number was identical. Then I found out that this particular MMR shot caused a meningitis, inner brain skin infection epidemic in England, and was swiftly removed from the market. Well, I got meningitis. I got Lyme. They said it was a tick bite. My cousin got the same shot. 3 other people that I knew had the same shot with the same number, all meningitis. I think one died, one retard, and one is in a coma. Me and my cousin survived. You do your math. If I believe in something injected in my bloodstream where it's 50-50, it's based on aluminum, mercury, and my body doesn't have anything, and Google that, any faculty to process metals in the blood, because that's unnatural. So that shot nearly killed me. I was in a hospital when I was 11. So the incubation time from that shot can vary, 7 years, sometimes 8 years, sometimes 5 years. You know, and it nests in there and it operates with your central nervous system. It kind of like can destroy your life. You know, some people, if you are suicidal out there, you know, suicide is not an option. Life is to be chosen, to live it to its fullest capacity. And that's why we're here. So Lyme can be the head mafia of your Epstein-Barr, as in the common cold or the flu, pneumonia, lupus, fibromyalgia. All of these malfunctionings the body can have governed by Lyme. And then they tell you there's no cure for Lyme. Either you survive or you don't. Or when you get out of the hospital and the symptoms disappear, they tell you you don't have Lyme anymore. I'll give you my story. I don't make this too long, and then I'll give you solutions if you want to change that. First of all, have your blood checked. Dark field microscope if you can. live blood sample. No lie, no smear test, no regular microscopic tests, because they killed your blood. You want your blood to be alive and filmed. And then you want to look at it. And then they give you a few pictures of what you find. So when they told me I don't have Lyme and I can go home, mind you, I had this for 40 years. I'm 51. When we have Lyme,
see that poker?
and any other disease for that matter. Mind you, I'm not a doctor. This is an opinion. Get professional help if you don't know, or if you seek alternatives. Look at the alternatives and do your own studies at your own risk. I'm not responsible for that. But I'm responsible for me and my life. So what did I have my entire life? I thought I couldn't exhaust my vessel. Marathons, cardios, workouts, bodybuilding, muscle recovery, everything was kind of like splat, like not really working. And nobody could tell me why. Bacteria, as in bacteria that doesn't belong in your body, steals cellular energy, make no mistake. And your intracellular communication is compromised. I had friends that were bedridden, friends that almost died, like me. People were amazed that at the level of what I had, that I could even walk around. It's not contagious. It's inside, it knows how to disguise itself, it knows how to trick you. Yeah, Rife is interesting to keep it at bay, but when you turn a Rife machine off, these bacteria, they're vicious. They regroup, they remember the frequency, and next time you won't catch them. The thing with Rife is it works, but it's not conscious. Meaning, how do we educate our immune system that, hey, there's something hiding in your cells and you're not seeing it? Well, I'll give you a mythological story of how I found out that I still have it dormant. First of all, I used to run on like 60% life force. So I had half a day on a good day, and then I had to lay down or rest. No power. Having to hear from your family, he's weak. It's another psychological aspect you have to fight. They don't see that because they see a healthy body. But that's a disguise of the bacteria, I've learned. Yeah, you always gotta rest, and you can't do no things, and no workout, this and that, what can you do, So mentally training myself to build a stronger body, learning Kung Fu, Tai Chi, meditation, all of this really auto-suggestive training to build myself. But you have to hold that and hold the discipline. That's still an extreme you have to beat. That is in your body. That is not normal. So also, you should be invested in your health, if anything else, before any other luxury items you're getting in your life. Please be invested in your health. Also, what does it mean to be spiritual? It's the simple term, it means to be disciplined. So health should be your discipline. Especially what the planet is going through right now, health should be our discipline. Mindfulness, kindness, diplomacy, non-aggressive solutions to whatever occurs should be right now our major concern as the universe evaluates right now. Namely us. Why are you here? What's your purpose? So I think my purpose is to share a successful journey. So nobody could find anything in me or what's wrong with me, but yet I knew, like most of you, you know the routine. The doctor sends you home, but you know there's something not right. You get headaches, or you have migraines, or you reach this ceiling where you can't develop any further, and you wonder, why is this happening to me? Why am I not making progress here? In life, keeping jobs, relationships, everything is, part of that, part and parcel of your journey, the hero's journey, if you will. So, healing it out is like taking ancient spells off your vessel. Make no mistake. So, a decade ago, I found ayahuasca. in all legality, in the church, doctors, psychologists, everything there at the site. And I went into the medicine. And I looked into my healing, where the spirits, and bear with me, for those who don't believe in metaphysics, medicinal plants that are billions of years old, as we have found in fossils, should have more sentient knowledge than the human vessel and consciousness regarding health. Well, the ancients know this. You could say the heliocentric belief system in the Middle Europeans and the Romans and the Greek didn't know that, and were against it or called it heathen. But there are people out there that have skills that blow your mind still, and they're not commercially out there. They're not even on YouTube. So one particular thing on ayahuasca, and I can go into magical stories. Let's break it down to the fact of the matter, to the realistic, and we're also in a dimensional universe. So everybody, right now we're in a dimensional universe, so we're dealing with matter, and that's where wellness and healing comes in. I went into the healing ceremony of ayahuasca, and I dove into the psyche of my subconscious. And then I found this ugly creature that I was chasing, and I was trying to get out of my system, and it would hide. Meaning there were levels of fear I had to pass through, and then it would disappear. I could not see it. And it had me baffled. It's like, why is it that I have an entity that can be an attachment and hide itself within you? Here comes to the physical matter. Well, that can be a bacteria that can be bloodborne, a parasite that hides in the blood cell. So immune system can't see it, can't detect it. So you have to know that for every bacteria is a spiritual component. For every viral collective in your body, there's a spiritual component. Possessions, attachments, whatever you want to call them, micro possessions, massive possessions. As they say, we are many. Well, this is the collective speaking. This is very physical, not metaphysical and spirits you can catch. Physical, tangible things that you can capture. Make no mistake. So studying metaphysics, ayahuasca ceremonies, I healed a lot out, but yet there were things that I still had to investigate. So spirits suggest, move to Sedona, fulfill your mission, which you can find in my other videos where I'm here, what I'm here to do. Great things as you clear. And sometimes, imagine if you had Lyme for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, healing can take 5 years, 6 years. But you have to continuously bombard your system with what is required, which your system didn't have, which I will break down in a minute, which will help you. And I'm not selling this. I have found sites that are not commercially known, that are selling stuff, where I went into the science. It's an alchemy. You have to study yourself. I had to study myself in order to literally survive. Make no mistake. It makes you deep. It makes you appreciate life. Love humanity, love the opportunities and the privileges that we have, that we can share this here at this time. For that I am thankful, I am grateful. So should we all. It humbles you. It puts things in perspective. And you see how people treat you as you're on this journey, healing yourself, everything around you. I remember everybody how they treated me. All of this is stored in the Akashic and will be evaluated. Make no mistake. This is Earth school, there's no skipping. So, I want you to live, I want you to be well, and I want you to be correct. So, 9-year journey, I find this guy who has a lab. And he says, let's look at your blood. Has a $1 million system with monitors and screens. And he says to me, I want to see your live blood. A live sample where you can see your blood plasma actually active. So he pulls the sample from my finger. We look at the microscope. And lo and behold, we see the dormant, which was a while ago, dormant parasite in the blood cell. And I will show you pictures how to decipher that, what you have to look for. They'll tell you that an infected blood cell is a protein deficiency, which is crap. I saw stuff coming out of a cell. Not meaning like in a bad way, but if you have a few things going on, they should be cleared. So that explains to me how in the metaphysical realm, this attachment creature was hiding in plain sight. As the parasite enters the blood cell, hides. So if your doctor checks that, you know, I'm not a doctor, it's just my observation, it's all I hear. They don't see it, they're not trained to look for it, they don't know what to look for. I have pictures, it exists. And that is actually what is actually happening to the entire human race. That's the true thing. That is what we're going through right now, is we're realizing that our immune system, the immune system of the human species is in trouble a little bit. So the alarm bells are ringing. We're giving it a million names, but we look for. I'm telling you, this is really look deep into this, what I'm sharing with you. So I found a substance which is void in our food. All our food is processed. I don't care if you're vegan, schmegan, all of these fancy names. Kale, full of parasites. Lettuce, oh my God, the worst. Because of the crevices, you can never really clean that. And if people are in the green and the juicing and the lettuce juice, get the parasites. You can't avoid parasites. You can go through the whole section of Whole Foods or Trader Joe's or Walmarts and whatever markets. There is no sterile environment. Fact. So for those with Lyme and amongst other symptoms we carry, very fickle what we pick, what we eat. Hay fever, allergies, all of this comes with that. But you want to clear the major package, which is the Lyme, or what we call Lyme. And maybe every second person has that. It's just a wild guess from what I observed and what we have tested. And I'm not a doctor, I've just looked at tests and people that think they're clear, and oh, Lord and behold, you're not really that clear. Anyway, I will show you what we found. So, bioavailable copper. There's a website called mitosynergy.com. They sell bioavailable copper. Bioavailable copper has different capacities than the copper that regular people take. The regular copper, copper 1, you shouldn't even be taking copper pills because your body does not have the faculty to process a heavy metal. Fact. It's in the food because our soil is fertilized. And artificial fertilizer kills the natural copper in the soil. Even for those who have grass-fed beef, the grass comes from fertilized soil. The bioavailable copper is not in the dung, and that used to fertilize the ground won't return the copper you need in your body. And study on that website what is bioavailable copper. That's completely different than from what copper is. Bioavailable copper is not really processed. Bioavailable copper has 29 electrons, and electron 29 is given to your system. So that's what you want to invest in. So electron 29 turns the ATP on. Google what ATP is. When ATP is turned on, your body gets out of the deficit, lack of digestive enzymes. You have Lyme, you have probably stomach problems, probably infected colon, unprocessed foods. It's like a chain reaction of crap. Probably mucus, thyroid, hormonal imbalance, bipolar, emotional instability. Some people are even schizophrenic. Bacteria can do that. I explain to you in a minute how they do that. When you study that, you find things out. So, and I found interesting doctors that are 30 years, 40 years in the field that have findings that are commercially not known because nobody really listens or nobody looks at. How is it that the virus marries your trauma? You have a trauma, the virus goes there. Why? The virus looks for the weakest cell tissue in your body. You have back pain. They tell you degenerative disc disease. Maybe you have bacteria chewing on your disc because you hurt yourself years ago. They know that. They're very smart. They know how to group, they know how to regroup, they know how to rebuild armies and attack you when you give up the healing process. And when people take pills 1 week and then they stop, and then they get sicker because the bacteria learns that there's a defense in your system, and the discipline is actually to continue that. So do a 6 months, 12-month regimen of taking pills. Alternatives, not chemical. Pills that educate your immune system to defend itself. So mitosynergy.com is a website. MITOSYNERGY. Mitosynergy. That helps you to get out of the loss of energy. I had my back pain disappear. I sleep better. More life force returning. This is one aspect. I'm giving you a few things. So invest in that, Mitosynergy. The other one is Folium PX, Folium PX. Google it. That removes heavy metals from your mercury fillings. And even if you had that removed, you still have that in you because your body cannot, mind you, process heavy metals. Anything heavy metal based in you, whether it's syringed or tooth or teeth, you have no substance to move it out of your system. But there's a substance that wraps itself around it, signals it to the immune system, I got one, and then they go, let's transport. That works. That is Folium PX. Number 3 is organic sulfur. And organic sulfur is void in your food. It doesn't matter how healthy you eat and what you juice and whatever. Organic sulfur is the natural waste management of your body that removes bacterial and viral debris. And you should be on the 3. Especially if you have problems with, and whatever health problem you have anyway, you should be on that. And see the difference, feel the difference. Mind you, I'm not selling that. I'm recommending, after 30 years of studying that and myself finding out, get the tools that your body needs to get well. And feel the difference. And when you do, report the difference under this video so people learn this is not my claim, this is your observation and your experience, because that's how I learn. If I go to a station and I see you have 2,000 sold products, none returned, testimonials on average are 5-star, I'm buying. So I no longer listen to a big giant expert that has all the finance of the world and manipulation behind them. I'm listening to the folks, namely you, the people. And that is where the power lies. That is where your power lies. That is where our power lies. And we should believe in that and trust in that. So we have mitosynergy.com. Get the advanced formula. Get the cream for anything, back pain, anything topographical. Folium PX. So I think this is one product. Organic sulfur. Make sure it is organic, pure and raw, coarse sulfur with no fillers, no pills, no anti-caking in there, because that also prevents the sulfur from being taken in. Don't have fluoride in your toothpaste besides all the other crap it does. It shuts your cell down from taking sulfur in. So the absorption rate is lowered if you have fluoride in your system, so also no tap water, regular water. In each supplement with an hour break. Your body doesn't understand these cocktails that people do. You're overwhelming your system. The percentage of the absorption rate and functionality is badly processed. So many people are asked, and that's my experience. Now, number 4, there is a group that I found that helps you to educate your immune system, and they're called Advanced Cell Training. Hopefully the website is open. In these crazy times, things come and go. These are the golden things for you to change your life. AdvancedCellTraining.com. Consultation, I think, is free. And what they do is they give you number codes. They go into your traumas, they read your body, body structure, body energy, and then they give you reset codes to educate your immune system to what to pay attention to that needs clearance in your body. And if these 4 things that I've given you are not changing your life, then I rest my case, Your Honor. Mitosynergy.com, Folium, Folium PX, organic sulfur, wherever you get that from, pure, without anything in it, just organic, raw organic sulfur, and advanced cell training. This is the baseline for a protocol that I'm working on once we go to retreat level, which I will call the Esraton protocol, is to get a baseline of wellness in your life and a change. And for those who have serious trouble, and I've seen those posts, I'm doing this for my Lyme group actually. Please listen to this video from beginning to end. This is not long. Let me see. Yeah, we almost have it covered in 26 minutes. These are the main steps to do. I can go into fantastic tales of when you get well, you also get psyche. When you get psyche, your luck returns. Luck has to do with the inner being and the state of being and wellness and many things that come adjacent to what you have. But this is about my Lyme people. So the protocol that I gave you is Mitosynergy, Folium PX, organic sulfur, and advanced cell training. And when you have evolved and completed that training, then you find my store on my website and you see what you are in resonance with. See, I'm not even going to my store right now because I want you to feel a difference before we can get into any resonance. Because my pendants assist the process as in cellular communication, as in enlightening the body and sending biophotons as in bioresonant energy to your heart chakra as you wear the pendant, to assist you better in the process. So the more you do for yourself, the more you invested in getting better, is knowing how. And like Bashar said, you want the apples, then pay the apple picker if you're not picking the apples. So I'm the apple picker who picks the exotic apples. And my system to have great changes is get into bioresonant frequencies and the 4 major things. Mitosynergy.com, Folium PX, organic sulfur, advanced cell training, and a photonic pendant in the end, because you want to see, is this, does this make sense? Does this work for me? You should be invested in you. This is a tip and an observation of a recipe that I have observed. And if that makes sense, I want you to post. Advanced Cell Training has a group on Facebook. I think they have over 50,000 people that post. Good. It is time for us to help ourselves. Group together. And it doesn't matter who is the ruling or governing faculty out there right now. All of this right now, we need to cut that. Get out of this realm right now. Get into us and to healing modalities that make sense. And then echo that back to others that need that and say, this is what helps. How do you say? You can show the horse the well, but you can't make it drink. So the choice of what you must find, and I say must, if you want to get better and you're interested in your health, this is what you should do. If I sound a little loud or putting the emphasis on it, people, I love you. And I almost get emotional. You know how tough that is if you want your life? You're yearning to reach the surface, to find the light. This is your time now. This is ascension. I've seen many perish in what's going on in the world. Look at nature. You're blessed to be here. We're not in World War II. We have good lives and good people and people that are interested around us. And I say when I go to the bakery and I want the bread or the wondrous bread, I expect the exchange to be valid. Give yourself value. Be interested in you. That's important. And the choice for that good stuff rests with you. That is it. You find the pathway of a better life, a beautiful life, to bring it to its full fruition. So I will write down in the description box. So remember the 4 things, or 5. Number 5 comes in when you've completed that course. ESZRATON means from darkness to light. And I call this the Esraton protocol. I will do another video where I'm just mentioning that as just a baseline. Before you begin any spiritual school, this needs to be regulated. Because if the body's not well, where are you going? Where do you want to go? Spread your wings. That's what you're here for, whether they see it or not. Know that you're loved with everything there is to live life. We came to this planet as deserving beings. We've put so many things in our escrow to help everybody else, but if we cannot help ourselves, we can't help the planet. So if it's good for you, it's good for the planet. And when your neighbor gets better, and your friends get better, guess what? Discussions will fade. Defense is not needed, and the sharing of information will take place naturally. So we find a common denominator, an equilibrium, to reach the pinnacle of our potential, so we can rise into the apex of our destiny. This is your rite of passage. This is why you're here. This is why you souls came to this planet. Now let's make it worth it. So I say thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing and taking the time and listening. This is your time. More than ever, this is your time. What did they say? The meek shall inherit the earth. Well, let's endure. Let's be that and live life to the fullest. And I'll see you most certainly on the flip side.